We go to, sadly, another tragic death.
What?
But who cares? It doesn't fit the narrative.
Yes, of course.
England.
Stupid and retarded.
Henry Nowak, a young white male,
What?
was arrested after being accused of racism by a Sikh man. I'm Jasper Gonzo on this. Oh, by the way, Henry was found lying on his side,
Hold up.
bleeding out
Wait a minute.
after being stabbed to death.
Bro, what the fuck?
But who cares?
What the hell's going on out here?
It's all about my feelings.
Doesn't he get a ticket?
But it's what's next.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it.
What's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo. What's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Thursday. And this story is just, I mean, not just, doesn't just, make you scratch your head, but it's just like, what the fuck? What am I talking about? Well, we go to England, where a young man was arrested for accusations of racism by a Sikh man. You're like, okay, yeah, big deal. Well, it turns out that this young man was found lying on his side, stabbed to death. And yet the police, instead of arresting the man who stabbed him, arrested the guy who got stabbed because of accusations. Make that make fucking sense. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Henry Nowak stabbing. Defendant tells court he was racially abused and had his turban knocked off by the young teen. That is young Henry Nowak. A Sikh man told the British court that he stabbed the teenager to death accidentally. He just happened to fall on his knife after being racially abused and having his turban pulled off his head. Southampton Crown Court has continued to hear the case of the death of 18-year-old Anglo-Polish Henry Nowak. Why do we have qualifiers? I don't know. An accountancy and a finance student who previously reported was handcuffed by the police after they arrived on the scene of the incident, responded quickly to the accusations of a knife attack victim being racially abusive. Like I said in the beginning, he was found on his side, bleeding out, and they arrested him while this was occurring instead of getting the help that he needs to keep him alive. No. Again, it doesn't fit the narrative. Howick died at the scene in Southampton, England on December 3rd of 25 after being placed in cuffs. He had suffered 3-inch deep stab wounds to the chest, as well as 4 other knife wounds. He kept falling on the knife accidentally over and over again. Gee, I wonder how that happens. He had suffered, which he sustained before police arrived. The chest wound in his subclavian vein caused his blood to fill up his chest cavity, which of course ended his life. 23-year-old Vikram Sigwa stands accused of the 1 count of murder and 1 count of carrying a knife in a public place. Digwa's mother, 53-year-old Karen Kaul, is accused of assisting the offender over claims that she removed the knife from the scene, cleaned it up, and stashed it at the family's home. But then again, you remember, it's still just an accident. The court had heard Digwa's testimony on Wednesday, accused of unprovoked attack against the teen, followed by denials to the police and accusations of racist abuse that appeared to have diverted attention away from Nowak's wounds while he was handcuffed. Digwa rejected the sequence of events earlier portrayed by the prosecution and said he had been attacked first. Digwa told the jury, "To me, it seemed like he was drunk, and that Nowak barged into me. He thought he had done it deliberately." He claimed that the teen had used his mobile phone to record a video, BBC reports. The court had previously heard that Nowak had been drinking alcohol that evening. Yes, he was out of his mind, but the blood alcohol level at the time of his death was below what it should be to be considered drunk. But then again, it's still just an accident, that he could have legally driven a car. The defendant said he had tried to de-escalate the situation and claimed of being afraid of being attacked. During these months, there have been a lot of attacks on Sikhs, and a lot of them have been videoed as well by the attackers. I thought I had to do something because I was afraid that he was going to stab me with my own blade, which of course, if you look at it, looks like something Rambo would carry. But anyway, Digwa said he took the phone off of Nowak to stop him from filming. The device was later found by the police in Digwa's pocket, and that he pointed to Nowak, started attacking him. He said, "This is where he punched me. This is where he pulled off my turban and started attacking me." The defendant said his turban fell off of his hair, had been pulled, and admitted that stabbing Nowak in the back of the legs, pushing him away, would claim to be self-defense. Then again, he stabbed him over and over and over again, but again, let me refer to this was just an accident. After the stabbing, several members of Digwell's family, including the brother and the parents, arrived on the scene. The court had earlier heard that Digwell's brother, who had called the police, the officers were not told of the stabbing taking place, only about the racisms. The officers were not told. And of course, once they arrived, they saw Henry lying on his side, bleeding out, and yet they still handcuffed him instead of taking him to the hospital. But then again, this is what, the 5th time now I'm saying this? It was just an accident. We just got attacked by racially by some white person, physically attacked my brother. Sikhs wearing turbans, and he attacked my brother. In another video shown to the jury, Digwell and his brother are heard accusing Nowak of racisms. Nowak in turn denied this. He had said he'd been stabbed, to which Digwell replies, "No one stabbed you, bro. You're drunk," as he was bleeding out. But anyway, who cares? Digwell's father was recorded saying at the scene he was pretending to be stabbed while lying on the floor in his own blood. Of course, the paper, a local Northampton newspaper, the Daily Echo, reports that the court had heard covert recordings of a conversation between Digwell and his brother while Digwell was in custody. During the conversation, the men discussed the alleged murder, and the brother can be heard saying, "You should say it was self-defense, bro." Digwell said in turn, "I'm a fool. I'm an idiot." The police officer then tells Nowak, who was lying on the ground, that he is under arrest on suspicions of racisms. Nowak again then pointed to the replies that he had been stabbed to death as he was bleeding out, saying, then one person you hear overheard saying, "I don't think you had the right guy, mate." This was coming off of X. How many stories were done on Henry Nowak? 0 by the AP, 0 by the PBS, 0 by New York Times, NPR, Wall Street Journal, CNN, WAPO, Reuters, and MSNBC. But remember George Floyd. My thoughts. This is tragic. Absolutely fucking tragic. So is anybody who doesn't know by now that in the UK, even the simple accusations of supposed racisms will get you arrested. If you shitpost online, on X, or on any other platform, you will get potentially arrested and or fined. This is what's going on in the UK right now. What are we doing here? Why are we here? The fact of the matter is that when you have nonsense that goes on, when you have a country burned down to the ground because of a fentanyl felon who died of fentanyl poisoning and not a knee of a cop, that's a problem. When you have a young woman who was supposedly shot by racist police, and it turns out that her boyfriend used her as a human shield, no, it doesn't fit the narrative. So we can't go there. Henry Nowak, who did nothing, absolutely nothing, which of course is what the findings are, and yet you arrested him for supposed accusations while he bled out instead of getting him the help he needs so that he probably would have been here today. So instead of arresting the man, which of course they did, and saying, "Hey, yeah, you know what? This was a murder, clear case." No, the knife was found in the family's home. Brothers were lying, but yet it's all about the white dude who supposedly said about racisms, which he never did. This is what goes on in the UK. This is what goes on in the United States. And sadly, when you have Islamo-Nazis running around like they own the fucking place, who are stabbing people, who are raping your women and children, who are grooming your children, who are injuring people left, right, and center, and yet the government turns a blind eye. Keir Starmer turns a blind eye. So this is where we are. When you had a young man, 18 years old, who was supposedly drunk at the time, well, again, doesn't fit the narrative. When you don't have one single media platform, outside of probably Fox News and, of course, independents online and podcasters, who didn't mention one iota of Henry Nowak and the situation that occurred, the tragic situation that occurred. But yet, George Floyd had, 10,000 stories? Breonna Taylor, 10,000 stories, because of racisms. It's beyond a double standard at this point. It's absolutely total lunacy, hypocrisy at its highest, at its finest. This is the problem that we have. And sadly, it's going to get worse. It's going to get absolutely worse unless we turn this boat around, because right now, the way it's going right now, the boat is sinking. It's the Titanic, and what's going on? Well, the band keeps playing and they keep rearranging the deck chairs. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.